From the beautiful campus of Casper College, it's the T-Birds Coaches Show, bringing you game breakdowns, expert analysis, and exclusive interviews. Here's your host, Tom Myler.
Hello, T-Bird fans, and welcome to another fantastic Casper College Coaches Show. Joining us once again in the studio, Coach Emily. Thanks. Good weekend. I'm not going to lie, I had a lot of fun watching this last weekend. It's always fun when you play Western Wyoming. They're always a tough team to play. Kind of brings out the best in both teams when you have to play a tough team. Ends in a 0-0 draw. But I feel like there's some positive we can look at this. What are some of these positives that we've seen?
Yeah, I mean, I've felt like, it was the first thing we said to him after the game was it was, to me, our best team effort. I thought we connected really well. We passed the ball well. For the most part, we controlled a greater portion of the game, and so it felt like that was a really big step for us. We have the talent, and we've been trying to get everybody on the same team or on the same page as far as what we're doing. We give it out after games, a little game ball to the defensive, offensive players of the game type of thing. And the game on Saturday, we didn't give one out other than I pulled out a bigger soccer ball and I said, I need you guys to all sign this. It's going up on the shelf in my office because this was the first time we felt like all year that the team showed up. And so it for us was a lot of positive things. Progression. Yeah, we felt like maybe a little bit unlucky that we didn't come away with the win, but we'll take that progression and moving forward, and hopefully that pays off as we move forward.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a great team effort, lots of opportunities, just felt like right there at the kind of the 18, just things didn't go your way. And, I mean, maybe one extra little pass or just, shooting it there at the net might have done something, but it's just always like that one step away, it feels like.
Yeah, we felt like, okay, one better pass in the end maybe results in a shot, or maybe shoot the ball before that one better pass. So we're kind of in that mix of where you love the unselfishness, but sometimes that final ball for us let us down. It was either too hard, went out the inline, or it was a bad touch, and so the play would kind of end. We'd work it down into that final third really, really well. But then it just wasn't. It didn't generate for us the end result, which was obviously put the ball in the back of the net. But we're getting there.
Yeah, and I mean, the back line. I thought your back line did great. I thought your midfield did fantastic. They really controlled the tempo, the pace of that game, and then just some of the hustle from other players. I'm thinking about Tenaya White and just the speed that you had, and then playing with some physicality and creating opportunities. And it was fun that you could see that from each individual person.
Yeah, we didn't change our formation, but we changed a little bit where the personnel was playing. We felt like there would be a little bit greater connection in that, and it was. In fact, about 25 minutes into the game, we started making some subs, and from a coaching standpoint, we made the mistake of subbing too many too quick, and it kind of took away from some of the play. We didn't go back to that type of subbing, but when we got that group back into their spots where they should be, you could see then the play returned again, and we kind of stuck with that the rest of the game, and we were able to control a good portion of it. But yeah, we're really, really close on that final thought. Again, a little bit unlucky. A couple of no calls probably didn't go our way that that we look at it that maybe could have resulted in a penalty kick or two, but you can't rely on those going into the game that's going to set you up. But we felt like we did a lot of really, really good things in that game.
Absolutely. So your conference record now stands at 1-0-2. Granted, you are about a game behind others that have played, so you're sitting about fourth. You've got LCCC and Western, I believe, are tied right now, and then you got NJC sitting above you. I'm not worried. It's obviously still early in the conference in play. So leading that, we've got two. We've got Central and Northwest. Central's much improved, and Northwest always a battle, especially when you have to go up to Powell.
Yeah, Central's played some teams really, really tough. They've maybe even lost. I think they lost a game or two, but they've played a good non-conference schedule. They've got a good group of kids. They're being well coached. none of the games are ever easy, especially if you assume you just got to show up and you're going to win games, and we don't assume that at all. Central has got a good new group of kids, and they've been playing everybody tough, and Northwest is always really, really, really strong. Both of them play similar styles, but with some little bit different twists when what we've been able to see on film. And so, we go into the games trying to prepare ourselves as far as here's how we play. Can we make them adjust to us? Understanding that here's their tendencies and be aware of this player and this spot and what goes on. But hopefully the next few days get us prepared to go down there for a 2-game set. And that's always tough. Again, on the road, you play a Friday, you play a Saturday, and you're trying to manage that with minutes and players and still win the games.
Yeah, and especially with, 2 tough teams, it's like, well, you can't just say, oh, we're going to play our starters first half, and, oh, yeah, we're going to be so far up that we'll be able to sit them and rest them. No, you got to play to win and then go and play and win again.
Yeah, I mean, you almost go into the one game on Friday as far as that's the only one that matters. That's the game you're playing. And so you're trying to play players as long as possible, understanding, though, in the back of your head, we do have a game tomorrow, but we're still 0-0, or you might even be down 1, and you got to take care of the game at hand, and then when that's over, you worry about the next day. You kind of get used to that, but then you never really do. But we're looking forward to it, and we're anxious to get back playing based on can we progress from what we did against Western Wyoming and have that show up this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. With that improvement, we hope it carries forward and then some, right?
Yep.
So then what then is going to be that little extra step? What are you going to focus on, practice or whatever it might be in order to prepare for these 2 teams this week?
Believe it or not, just being simple. We don't try to do anything super complicated, but it's just simple ideas. Trying to be really good at those ideas, and then trying to get movement off the ball, generate a few numbers up, getting maybe your outside backs a little bit more involved in the attack, but not overcomplicating the play. And then, as far as scoring, and it's a little bit of an attitude. I'm going to score. I'm going to put the ball in the back of the net. I'm taking it. Some players, you love unselfish play, but somebody has to score at some point. I always get frustrated when I hear defense wins championships. No, offense wins the game. You got to score to win.
Yeah.
And defense keeps you in the game, but you got to score to win. And we proved that this last weekend. We shut down a solid Western Wyoming team. Unfortunately for us, we didn't score. So you don't lose, but you don't win. So you kind of walk away feeling like, well, I'm not sure that I like that taste in my mouth. Mm-hmm. Let's go score next time. Let's see if that's a little bit better for us.
Yeah, because I definitely feel like, yes, they had their opportunities, but overall possession and within our own shots generated, it's like I feel like we have the advantage in that one. But when you can't put those shots away, when you might lead to frustration or whatever it might be, but then you're just like, I felt like we played well, but the stat line doesn't show that.
Right. So again, make it simple. You don't want to just be you don't want to be direct, but can we make maybe 1 or 2 less passes and generate a shot? And while that's happening, we're creating that chaos in the box, and we're getting people in there and, winning that second ball. It bounces off somebody and we're right there to tap or kick a ball in. So that'll be kind of the emphasis this week as far as trying to make the game a little bit simple, but not take away from any of the possession stuff that we've gotten good at.
Absolutely. So Friday, going up to Riverton, playing Central Wyoming College. Then just the very next day, Saturday, heading up to Powell, playing Northwest. Going to be a couple of tough matchups. Very important since we're in conference, kind of keep you in the hunt for hopefully kind of winning that first place of the regular season. We're going to miss you. We like having you here.
We'll be back in a few weeks, but yeah, we'll be on the road for the next couple of weeks. So big games though, but that's why you do it. Hopefully the kids get excited for it. And sometimes on the road you get to focus on just being on the road. Let's go be a team on the road rather than you play your game and everybody kind of runs off with with family and everything else when they're right here. And so hopefully we can get a little bit of a reset to refocus on their goals and what we're trying to accomplish.
Absolutely. Well, T-Bird fans, keep an eye out for game day emails. Hopefully we'll find that they've got a live stream. Not sure if every once in a while.
They typically do. I know Central sent an email today. They do have a live stream, and Northwest typically does as well. So.
All right, perfect. So keep an eye out for that. But until then, we will see you next time.